Today, you can see what we're doing. We're making a gusset that blends in. So the gusset is when you need to add just that little bit of fabric to grow the size of the dress. So you gotta, let's say for this girl, we got to make her hips fit a little bit better. It's too tight. So we put the gusset in the hips area. It can also go up in the bodice area. It just depends on where they need the dress let out, but there's not quite enough seam allowance to do it. So that's when you use a gusset. That's a very simplified explanation of it, which I like to do, obviously. Let me know, guys. Can you hear me okay? Let me know in the comments. And just to be clear, this is for people who are live on the live stream with me. Let me know in the comments. If this is like weeks later, there's nothing I can do about it at that point. So let me know today if you can hear me okay. So what we're gonna look at is this gusset on this dress. I'll let you know the process that I have for putting in a gusset and making sure that it looks nice and seamless, okay? Thank you, Gwen. I'm so glad you can hear me. So what I did was I just had an appointment with her the other day, and I cut out some fabric that was similar in color and thickness to this background fabric that's back here, the satin shell. So I cut that out in a little strip, and then because I knew I needed to do 2 inches more. And then I cut out some more fabric and a lace that didn't match, but it's got just about a similar amount of stretch and openness to it, okay? So I wasn't going for it to necessarily look exactly like the finished product, if you can tell that. Let me get you a little closer. See, that is not, like this is a floral, and this is more of like a geometric kind of lace. So that's what I did just for her fitting. So this was kind of like a placeholder, and I explained that to her. Let me go grab the fabric, the shape, so I can show you what that shape was for the gusset. It can be different for everyone, but this is a very common shape that we do. It would be like this. Okay, so she needed it about 18 inches long. So I cut it about 20 or so. And she needed it about 2 inches wide, so I cut it about 3 inches wide so that there's plenty of seam allowance in there. So what I did was I cut this one lining, one shell, one lace of this, okay, for one side. So you double that. So basically I cut this out 4 times, and I used the same fabric for the shell and the lining, which is not something you can always do, but that's what I did. And then I cut out the lace twice. So it's 3 layers to this dress: lining, shell, lace. Let me know in the comments if you have questions. Okay, so how did I know how much she needed for this? Okay, number one, we don't fully know. That's why we had to put this placeholder in here and do a fitting with her and make sure that that was going to be okay. What I did in the prior fitting was I literally cut her dress open down the side. Okay, this is the bodice. It corresponds to that picture over there. It's almost like I thought ahead. Oh my goodness. So when she was in it, the part that was too tight, like I couldn't let it out anymore, but she needed some grace in the hips. I literally just split it open with a razor while she was in it, and oh, okay, we need 2 inches. That's what I did. That was the opening size that was natural for the dress. I just kind of laid it flush against her and saw how much of a piece it would take to fill that. And that was the about 2 inches. So that's how we got to this point. Had this fitting. And now I want to talk about how are we going to really make this match? Because remember, that's our big problem, right? If you can, hit that like button for me, not just the thumbs up emoji in the comments. You're always welcome to do that. Comments really help these live streams along. But hit that like button. It's a thumbs up. It kind of looks like just like the like on Facebook would look. Hit that for me so that we can get a little bit more traction on this live stream. Oh, and I want to talk to you guys about some changes coming. A lot of you saw in the community tab, I'm rebranding. So we're updating all the channel artwork and things like that. I think you're going to love it. So I did a poll. My little profile picture by my channel name is now going to have a little cottage on it. And that's the name of my membership, is Sparkle Sewing Cottage. I really like that. And I feel like it's more me than Bridal Sewing Cottage, because everything I teach isn't just bridal. I love the gown transformations. So, oh, Pam, you can't find it. The like button. That's all right, darling. We'll make it through. An emoji will do just fine, or even just commenting and interacting will do fine. But yeah, so I wanted to update some things in my artwork. I felt like it was time. So my little profile picture is going to be a little cottage now, and it says Sparkle Sewing Cottage. I'm going to let you guys get a little bit of used to that. Then I'm going to change the channel artwork to show Sparkle Sewing Cottage as well. So hello, Juliana. It's great to have you. So I hope you guys love my new channel art. I hope you love the rebrand. I do. All right, so the question is, how do we make the gusset match perfectly? So this was a conversation that I had to have with the bride. I had to find out what was a priority for her. What am I allowed to cut? What am I not allowed to cut? Okay, so let me get in here a little bit closer. This is what we came up with when we laid her train out in the room. Let me show you a sketch of how this worked out. Getting me some paper. This paper is so thick and wonderful. Do you guys have that thing where you're like, you hate to almost even use paper or draw on paper that's so nice? I have that feeling. You hear it? It's wonderful. But I'm going to draw on it for you. I love new stationery. Okay, so this is her, let's say this is her train, okay? Here's her center back, her hips, the side, okay? Let's let the train come out here on the floor a little bit. And let's make her train go like this. So I'm giving you a little bit of a different perspective. All right, so she's got her pretty little edge. Can you guys see that okay? Yeah, you can. She's got her little pretty edge on here. Like that. It's an applique that goes around. And this part in her hip that we're gusseting right here, let me show it to you. The direction that this is going in. They did it almost like an intersection. There's all kinds of things going on. So I told her, like, if I went like this, it may not would line up with this, which she was fine with. She wants it to fit, okay? And she does want it to be matching lace. So we found this part of the dress. This is the way that the lace goes. Okay. And then it comes down like this. This is the direction it goes in. So she's got like this, more of that loopy stuff that's really going to match as a gusset. It's going this way. So she really, you have to ask them what they feel. And she cared more about a perfect fit and being comfortable then she cared about her lace being entirely intact, which is like green flag, green flag. I love to hear that. Like, don't be giving me problems, but then tying me up in my options, right? So this is the way her lace goes. So I was like, what if we give you a scalloped hem? Would you be okay with that? Where we cut it away like this. We see lots of it, right? And then we're going to take this applique off and put it on the new edge. And I measured this piece that I'm going to be able to harvest from the lace layer is long enough for that gusset. And same with the shell layer and the lining layer. I'm going to get enough out of here to be able to gusset those two layers. And her hem is going to be a really pretty shape. She may run a little short on this trim. That's normal because these two arches are going to take a little bit more linear distance than this one. So, but we have to hem the front of her dress. So we might get a little bit extra out of that. Sometimes you don't. And then also, it's lovely how much this trim matches these guys. I feel like I could steal a couple of these guys and add that into the trim, and it'll look fine. You can also come in here at the center back, and if you don't have enough of that edge, steal from here to fill in, and then take a larger motif from where else you cut out and do a center back motif that's a little bit different from that swing lace on the edge. So that is where we are getting that fabric. I hope that's helpful to you. Let me read the comments here. This job takes hours and hours and hours. So this is definitely not our average vertical live stream content here. I wouldn't be able to get it done. I shoot for around 30 minutes, maybe an hour. But that's not possible with this job. This is a pretty expensive job and it's pretty detailed. So maybe someday if I do a live stream marathon. But today I'm essentially showing you between the sketch and the dress. I think you get the idea. And we basically seam it in. But I would love to see any questions in the comments that you have about this so that I can answer them a little bit more specifically for you. So yeah, we're going to seam it in just like this little placeholder we have here. It's literally going to have the seams in it, but it's going to match so perfect that it's going to be just fine. All right, let's see. Velvet, it's great to see you. I'm glad you joined us even though you only have a few minutes today. It's great to see you. I was just telling them, be on the lookout, Velvet. I changed my profile picture here on YouTube. It's got a little cottage on it. So instead of, let me cover up this QR code because I don't want to set that off on you guys, but instead of it being the bridal sewing cottage, let me find that. See that little round picture by Bridal Sewing? Instead of having that, it's going to say Sparkle Sewing Cottage. And I'm going to change this artwork up there to say Sparkle Sewing Cottage too, because I love to focus on gown transformations as well. I don't want people to feel like they're not welcome here if they do all kinds of sewing and not exclusively bridal, you know? So I'm working on that. So when you guys see those notifications come through, please support the channel. Click on it and watch that video. It really helps out a lot. All right, so I'm going to give you guys a few minutes to put your questions in and let me know if you have any questions about gusseting. You know what? I could go over the difference between gusset, gore, and godet. I have a video on that, but I can go over that today and explain that to you guys. Let's see. It's a fun distinction. Okay, so the gusset is when you add extra fabric for fit or flexibility, range of motion, okay? So you're going to most often see a gusset most often in a side seam. Okay, so gusset is for fit or range of motion, and you usually put it in a seam. So since I showed you the hip gusset, let's look at what a side seam for a wedding dress bodice would be. Let's say it looks like this. Here's your side seam. The gusset is going to be the piece you put in right there to give you the extra fit. Gussets can also go in, this is something my son needed. He ripped his shirt yesterday. He was complaining about it. Okay, so this is like a underarm of a dress shirt, okay? See that? Underarm of a dress shirt. You can put a gusset in here. It's basically like you almost put like this shape, this almost diamond shape in there, and that's going to allow you to raise and lower the underarm. You also see gussets sometimes like in the back of a conductor's jacket, so like a suit coat, like let's say it looks like this, and it comes down like this. You've got your shoulders, the sleeves, and let's say they've got tails here. You'll sometimes see hidden gussets inside of here. They're almost like pleats, but you can gusset a more traditional jacket to be able to work for something like that. So those are gussets. Yes, the underarm for movement, we do that a lot in bridal as well. We really need to do those a lot for movement. And then you can also do it if you've the webbed underarms on a wedding dress. You can sometimes gusset those. I have a whole video about that. I also have a whole video about this topic, gussets, gores, and godets. Okay, gore, the way that I remember gore is I think of if you look in an old catalog and you find a gored skirt, okay? This is where you most often see that word, is on a gored skirt. And the skirt looks usually like this. We get lots of wedding dresses actually that are gored skirts. It's what we would call a panel skirt, right? They're the panels that run the full length of it. And so it's a panel skirt essentially. Gored. Okay, gusset, gore, and godet. The place that we typically see the godet is usually in the train of a wedding dress in terms of if you're talking about evening wear. We'll see them in the, you can almost see a gored skirt and they put those triangles of fabric in there, and then you have your godets. But more often, if there's only one godet, it's going to be in the center back. It almost has that fishtail look. And then if you just want almost more that mermaid, the fit and flare silhouette, that's when you're going to see the godets all around. So these are most often triangles. They're usually triangles in skirt seams. So that would look like a skirt like this. I don't want to make it too big because I want to leave plenty of room. Maybe there's some there. So they have a lot of fullness usually in these godets, and then intermittently the flat fabrics. Those are godets. So the train in the back looks like this. That. And these are a pain in the butt to bustle because when you go to pick them up from lower here and pull it up, it just pulls up out of that fullness and doesn't pull up the skirt. So a lot of times you have to put a bustle hook on both sides and lift it up, or you want to lift it up at the top point of the godet and pull it up. That's going to be the most effective. So let me know if you have any questions about that. We've got gusset, gore, and godet. Also, I have a video coming up I want you guys to help me with. I'm getting ready to do my Sparkle Sewing Cottage. It's my membership. I'm getting ready to do that call at 2 o'clock today. So right when I get off of here, I jump over and I do the Sparkle call. And we're going to explore this dress, okay? I have a dress that I think is from the late 1800s. I am not a historian of clothes. It's a little outside of my wheelhouse, but I think it's so interesting to, look at how things were made back in the day, right? So I was gifted this dress. I'm so excited about it. We're going to look at it through the membership and talk about it, but I want you to know I have a long form video coming out. I hope that, oh, it was great to see you, Velvet. You have a good day too, hun. But I hope that I can get this long form video out this week. I want to do a long form video of what's inside of that 1800s dress. It's so cool the way it was made. So I want you guys to be on the lookout for that video, please. When it comes through, click on it, watch it, and tell me what you know. Because I would really love to have that dress dated and figure out when it was made. And like I said, I'm not going to know all the terminology about it. So it's going to be a very interactive video that we have coming up. I don't want you guys to miss that. So be on the lookout for it. It's going to be what's inside this 1800s dress. So it's very much a community kind of video. Well, it was great spending time with you guys today. I hope you have a beautiful week. Don't forget, hit subscribe if you haven't. We have all kinds of cool content coming through. So take care. We will see you all Wednesday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bye.